Welcome to my video on phylogenetics, where we will make a phylogenetic tree for modes of transportation. Here we have the 9 modes of transportation that we will be using. Here is what the completed tree looks like, so let's walk through the reasoning behind it. Starting from a common ancestor of all of these species, the first point of differentiation occurred between species with wheels and species without wheels, so here the both species separated off. The next divergence occurred with the breaking off of the species that primarily travels in the air as opposed to the land, so the plane breaks off. Next, we have a divergence of the train, as it uses rails to move. The truck species separated off as it is used primarily for cargo transport, not human transport. The next point of divergence was between species that are used primarily for public transport as opposed to personal use, so the bus breaks off. We then have a splitting off of species that are gas-powered versus those that are powered by the kinetic energy from the human body. The gas-powered vehicles further break off into those with an overhead covering and those without one, the car and the motorcycle. On the human-powered side, there is a divergence into species with pedals and those without pedals, so the bicycle and the scooter. Now let's go over some vocabulary. The OTUs, or operational taxonomic units, of a phylogenetic tree can be species, alleles of a gene, or, in our case, modes of transportation. Anagenesis is the evolution within a single lineage over time with no branching off. Focusing on this plane lineage, anagenesis would lead to the modern species of plane from this species that might have existed in the past. Cladogenesis is the splitting of one lineage into two. Here, the human-powered vehicles had a common ancestor, but through cladogenesis, the lineages split and eventually evolved into the scooter and the bike. So, the most recent common ancestor of the scooter and the bike was at that red arrow. Internal nodes represent where a common ancestor existed before divergence, and here are a few of them. The tree is rooted by an outgroup, which means that the order that the species diverged in is known. The outgroup is one of the OTUs that roots the tree in a way that all other OTUs share that common ancestor. In this case, the boat is our outgroup. Here is a summary of all the terms that we have discussed.